Hey Clashes, in the next update on the 9th September, we're going to get balance changes for some troops, like the Valkyrie, like the Druid, or as well like the Super Barbarian. On top of that, the Overgrowth spell is getting nerfed as well. And for everyone who is paying attention, all of those things are getting used from the Mass Root Rider strategy. So overall, the Root Riders are going to get a heavy hit, even though they're not getting touched, but the strategy and everything around is getting nerfed. So I think they're going to be dethroned as like the easiest yet strongest strategy with, that's right, Mass Dragons. Mass Dragons have not gotten really any nerfs, to be honest. Only equipments are adjustable a little bit with King using Spiky Ball. With the Vem Stash, you can go with Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots, but you can go as well with Spiky Ball and the Giant Gauntlet. All of those are great combinations. For the Archer Queen, we're going with the Giant Arrow, and don't worry, you don't need it on the max level. It obviously helps to take down air defenses, but the most important level is going to be the level 9, because this takes down air sweepers, which is one of your main targets with this thing. As well, for the Warden, we're going to switch out the Healing Tome with the Rage Gem, because the Rage Gem is pretty much unchanged on the highest level, while the Healing Tome is getting a small nerf. The Eternal Tome is getting a nerf as well, but for that we have those 3 clone spells, and I will show you in just a second why those clones are so important for the Eternal Tome to counteract the nerf a little bit. For the Royal Champ, you have 2 options. You can go with the Hog Rider and Haste Pup, or like Haste combination, but you can go as well with the Rocket Spear and the Shield, which I think for specifically air attacks might be a really good choice. I think let's just dive into some attacks and I will exactly show you how to utilize this strategy, which is the perfect combination between really strong, really simple, and it's no dark elixir costs whatsoever for super troops. So let's dive into some attacks and I will show you exactly how the strategy is played. Okay, we're starting things off with an Invisibility Tower base, and those bases are obviously perfect for you because you have the Giant Arrow, so you can trigger the Invis Towers and at the same time hopefully take down at least one of those air sweepers. So let's take a look. We have the sweepers pointing in both direction, so how do we have to angle this? And this is pretty much the only thing you have to learn with this strategy, which is really important then with the angle of the sweeper. So I think I will use this on the elixir storage. Let's see if I get the angle right. Perfect. Getting both sweepers, and now we're starting down here with our dragons, dragon riders, the warden, then obviously the king right here, and now the blimp. Let's use the warden ability. Things look great. Now the really important thing here is you want to spread those clones out so the loons are getting cloned in different directions. That's like the purpose and what you're looking for. Take a look at this. They're getting cloned in every single direction and the entire core is gone. Do not stack those clones. That's not what you would like to do. That's really important. And so we don't have like any wall breaks with this army composition because this is supposed to be super as well, like easy, simple to use, and as well no dark elixir costs, which means super troops, for example. If you want, you can like add still like giant like a super wall breaker, for example, but it's not really needed. Like it's nice to have, but not really needed. And take a look at this. Like this base is already gone. We have not even deployed the Royal Champion yet. Another thing is, which I really want to highlight, is that we're not using any poison because dragons have the splash damage. I like it way better if I'm going to a monolith or single inferno towers, which are like a counter to the dragons. You can just deploy it and you're fine. As well, the freezes, making sure that you can reset whatever you want, and this base is just gone. And this just shows like this is going to be insane after those balance changes because, well, pretty much everything what we are using is either untouched or buffed or whatever, so it's kind of crazy. But let's move forward with the next attack. Seems like we're getting a lot of Invisibility Tower bases today, but this time it's a different. The last one was like this huge island in the middle. This time around we have those islands of defenses which are covered by the Invisibility Tower. But that should be no problem. I think those should be typically quite easy. And let's see if we can even combine the Giant Arrow for the Invisibility Tower island, and obviously as well for those, at least one of those sweepers. That would be amazing. So I think for this one we're going to send the Giant Arrow like this. I think we'll only hit one sweeper, but that is okay. We even hit both. I mean, it's amazing. Let's go. Great. Okay, now this. Let's distract the single inferno tower and then send all of our dragons and everything in here, and then have the clone go all the way. Yes, the queen is going down somewhat quick. We're not using the king to tank for her, but I think that should be all right in the long run. Now let's use the warden ability as we're getting closer right now, I believe. That's, I think, an amazing timing. There is not as much value around the town hall. This now is an amazing showcase of like what you can do with those other clones, because dragons are overall 20 housing space. So you can just clone one dragon and you get 2 dragons out of that, which is obviously quite nice. Like, that's really, really good actually. So now we're going to clone either the loon or the dragon. Both works fine with me. And with that, we're having already more power for this little island here, and we can just overpower then the back end of this base. So the cool thing about those clones is that it's like an option to save the attack, where you can like do a lot of damage around the town hall, but at the same time, if you feel like, wait a second, I don't even need that many clones around the town hall, you can just clone your dragons and you will be totally fine as well. Let's just use the Bay Dragon down here. We can use the Roy Champ ability right now to finish off the rest of this base. Unfortunately, the King lured out that clan castle, which is an Ice Golem clan castle, but nothing we can do about that. The poison would have not done anything different. And now we have the Roy Champ fighting with all of those skeletons. But that, again, as I said, should be no problem. Dragons are coming in to reinforce, and that is going to be another nice 3-star. So, by now you can tell, invisibility tower bases should be no problem for you. Let's just try to find another style of base, maybe with rage towers or poison towers, because they should be no problem either if you approach them in the correct way. So, let's do the next attack, and let's collect another 3-star. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So how can we approach this? Typically, I'm always going for those sweepers because it's just an easy thing to think about. And as I said earlier, like, you need only the giant arrow on level 9. That's totally fine. That triggers invis towers. That is taking down sweepers. Any level higher is obviously nice, especially if you want to take down air defenses. Then you need level 18 on the giant arrow. Otherwise, that's already good to go. So let's just try to get the angle right. I think just like this. Perfect. And then we're going to send those dragons in from down here. Baby Dragon, Dragon Riders, Warden, and then the King on the other side in just a second. And now let's send in that blimp from the off angle. Another thing what makes currently dragons maybe a little weaker with the nerfs is, that's right, it is the tornado trap. If the tornado trap is on its way towards the town. But what you can do now is just clone towards the town, and you can just create a clone street, and with that then take down the town. Hopefully, if something is going to activate it, that's right, let's freeze it quickly, and it's going down. So that looked kind of scripted, not gonna lie, because I was just actually talking about the use case of this with the Eternal Tome nerf. But now you have seen it as well, like how it works if that is actually going to happen, because it just means that, well, you can pretty easily still get the town hall. This is why we're using those 3 clones, because this makes this nerf of the... Just quickly protect our heroes. This makes this nerf of the Eternal Tome a little bit less annoying, pretty much, for your strategy. Let's use the King ability, just like this. We're gonna use the Royal Champion ability. We have the Skeleton spell distracting. That's why I like it so much on the back end. Royal Champ doing her thing. And then this is going to be another 3-star. Obviously, tornado traps are one of your biggest counters. And this is then the way on how you can still really, if you're like good to go, you can still save then that 3rd star. Or at least the 2nd star is not getting like completely baited, obviously. But it still will be enough. It's still going to be our 3-star right here. And that's why I like this army composition so much. It really combines like the simplicity, which the Root Riders had as well, but now they're getting a lot of nerfs, or like the troops around getting a lot of nerfs, as well as you don't need any Dark Elixir, for example, which is a big topic for a lot of free-to-play players. So overall, I can just recommend the strategy, especially after those balance changes. This is going to be amazing to play. It's going to be really, really strong, and give it a try. Army link, as always, is going to be down in the description below, and let me know how it works for you. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next class video. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.